BATURDAYS. BATURDAYS. Omnidog and the Minister of Comics talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the bat. BATURDAYS. BATURDAYS. In the BATCAVE.
Heyo, and welcome. It's Omnidog on BATURDAYS with the Minister of Comics. How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about you?
My life sucks, but other than that,
Well, what else is new, right? No, I'm joking.
well, it really sucks now.
Well, tell us why.
Oh, because I'm packing and moving, and I collect everything I've ever collected. I regret right now.
It looks like you haven't packed anything in that room, at least from this angle.
Well, I haven't. I'm leaving this up for this right behind me for my top 10 list. And then the movers are going to move all the books, which is the plus.
Like they're packing them for you?
Packing them and moving them, yeah.
Oh, boy, that makes me nervous.
It doesn't make me nervous. I'm going to watch them pack the first 2 boxes, and I'm going to say, do this, do that, or don't do anything. Just pack them carefully. I'm okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about moving the next couple of years. I'm not sure when it'll happen, but I'm not looking forward. I don't have nearly as much stuff as you do, but still, like, I guess it's a lot of bubble wrap. Buy a ton of bubble wrap, I guess.
That's what I have. I have a ton of bubble wrap and boxes. Ton of wrap. Well, first, he can only pop in for a quick second, so let's acknowledge the amazing Rick Nelson. Why can't you stay for the rest of the show? What are you spending it with your family or something? What kind of fan are you? Okay, we love you, Rick. Bye. So here's Warren Weaver. Hi, how you doing, fellas? Well, I suck, but
Well, you don't suck. Your life just sucks.
Yeah. Well, that's a matter of opinion, I guess. But it's funny because Patty's mapped out the whole basement in the new place, and there's room for all of my books, and she even has a closet. She said, "This is where your stacks of shame can go."
Wow.
And I'm like, how good is that? Stacks of shame.
But here's the thing. Well, you're moving into a place in between your next house, though, right? Like your next condo. Or this isn't like the final resting place for you, right?
It depends. We signed a 2-year lease, so we're there for 2 years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like an in-between place.
Well, it could be, but if we end up liking it there, we could stay there. So
if I were you, I would. Moving just sucks. You want to do as little as possible.
This is what I've collected is ridiculous. The problem is I had too much space in this house, and I decided it would be cool to fill it all. So I'm having to cull my vinyl collection. That's the one that I have to cull the most because she's fine with these books. And I am the Omnidog, not Vinyl Dog. So I get it. I have to cull stuff, but it's just, there's so much stuff. What was I thinking?
I have the best idea for a reel for you on your Instagram.
Can you make it for me?
Well, I couldn't make it for you to record it. It's like a sitcom ending to your basement. Like you walk in and you like look around and you see all the memories, and then you flick off the lights like at the end of a sitcom.
Okay.
With the empty room and everything.
I did make a final video before I started boxing everything up. So I do have a final walkthrough of Omnidog's Batcave and everything of the vault. So I do have that on recorded, but yeah, that might be that's a good idea of just the empty room and just closing the door. Or
I'm talking about the sitcom ending. They're always like moving at the end of the sitcom, or they're always leaving someplace. They have to say goodbye.
Yeah,
there's always like a last shot of them looking around an empty room. That could be fun.
Okay. Yeah, January 3rd, I'll do that because that's when everything's going to be out of here. Except the pinball machine will still be here in the jukebox because they're getting sold in the estate sale.
Estates. I never really heard of an estate sale when the person's alive.
Well,
Usually
let's
you
be
hear
happy
about
that
it.
I'm having one when I'm alive.
I've never heard that term in relation to a person who's still with us.
Oh, well, yeah, that's what they're calling fancy yard sales when you have to go in the house
Okay.
and buy stuff in the house.
I always thought estate sales were like the person died, here's all their stuff, the family doesn't want to take it all, so you buy anything that's left over.
That sounds right, too.
But you're still alive, so that's good.
Yeah, it's an alive estate
There you
sale,
go.
but the sweater closet is staying here.
You should like pop out of the closet, like looking like remember in Step Brothers whenever they pretend to be dead? You should do that.
Oh, I
the
love
ghost,
that movie.
The ghost of the Jess will haunt this house forever.
Quick promo. Organized. Organized is what I am not. Organic price books. Code Omnidog for $2 off and 5% off. This is where the big savings are. Ship 3 or more books together. Omnidog ship it together. And we will go back to. Whoops! I just lost the chat. Okay, there's the chat. There it is.
Well, here's the question, Jess. How much space is there in the new place for you to buy new stuff? Not much.
Well, that's a good question.
So you get one room, or like what?
I got 2 rooms. 2 rooms. I book wise, I've culled some, I do routine culling of stuff that I just look at and go, I'm not really going to read this. I won't have room for sideshow statues that much. I'll have room for like bombshells. I'm keeping all the bombshells. So I have 2 rooms. One's going to be like my broadcast room, like this. She said it. Patty already did a whole map. She was awesome. She did a whole map where this whole thing will be the same. You'll be looking at the whole same thing behind me, including this desk. Only everything else will be. She's got it all mapped out. So I'll do a new tour. There's places for all the books. She even said I should set up a diorama table for my action figures. So
wow.
she's working really hard to make me happy, which that's why I'm culling so many pieces of vinyl, because I can't, and Cycle Cleveland will appreciate that I just said pieces of vinyl, because that's a quote from Howard Stern. So there have already been 30 trips over there with action figures and statues. I haven't taken down the spider door yet, which I still have to do.
That'll be a sad day.
That will be a sad day.
Can't you just put it back on the door of the one room you're going to get?
I'm thinking of that. Yeah.
I mean, why not? There's nothing. What else are you going to put there?
Yeah. Well, and she's also found room downstairs for like all my art, which is cool because I have some new framed art that I don't have room for. So yeah, it's actually, now that I talk about it, it's actually going to be good.
And you can always look back at my Willy Wonka reel of your basement whenever you feel nostalgic.
That's still the greatest. I love that, especially with the music was so great.
I'm pretty sure that video got me like 100 followers. I remember that weekend it just blew up.
Jesse Saywit. Oh, horrible day. I'm so sorry, but it just got better. Well, that's good. Lars, I almost whiffed it was January. Are you missing your 2 front teeth, Lars? You're lisping. James, it's Christmas time. Yes, it is. Check out my sweater. We're here with I will show you this part of my sweater, since T-shirt guy is not in the chat and wants to copy my sweater. The topic, if we decide to get to it, will be, what is it? Collector's wish.
Well, I think you texted me last night and said, "Why don't we do like how to buy for a collector for Christmas?" And we were thinking, well, most people who are watching the show are the collectors, and so like unless they make their spouse watch it or something, or make their girlfriend or boyfriend watch it, maybe that would happen. Speaking
of spouse watching, Patty gave me a note and said, "This is what every collector should want," and I will read it to you. This is from Patty. Come on. comic time coupons, like get out of jail free cards for guilt and interruption free comic book time.
Wow.
That's my wife's suggestion.
So like
That's
your
what
wife
she
would
should
give you a
ask for.
coupon. So like for example, Patty gives you a coupon for that, and like she walks in on a big pile of new books that you got, and you can just hand the coupon and say, "You can't yell at me."
Here's the coupon, sweetie.
Can I get that for other things too, not just comic related?
Well, it's
Like
gonna
a say
depend
the wrong thing coupon. Okay,
yeah.
you can't bring it up. Forget it.
Forget it. Yeah, we should. So out there, whether you have a man or a woman, both, neither in your life, whoever you are, it goes for all genders and everything. If you have a partner, ask for get out of jail free cards for guilt and interruption free comic book time. I think that's 2 cards. You want guilt for buying, and then interruption free reading time. So that's 2 get out of jail free cards.
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah. So that's and in the chat, feel free to say what you want for Christmas. And we'll pass it along. I want to know why Lars wishes it was January. What's wrong with December?
Some people don't love Christmas. Maybe that's why.
Oh, are you not a Christmas fan, Lars? I get it.
I think some people, I don't know if they necessarily hate Christmas. They just kind of get tired of like how it's a whole almost like 2-month long, extravaganza.
Now that it starts after Halloween.
Basically, or even before Halloween sometimes.
There's Harrowing 2.0. Wobby the Wobster, where have you been? Good to see you. Here's my buddy, Super Laugh Hard. How you doing, Sonny? Have you got the Action Comics, the #1 Action Comics CGC 9.8 that I sent to you? It's worth $2 million, Actually, that's worth about $5 million. Mr. Tex. Oh, look at Hayden lathering us up, our biggest fan.
I don't know about that, Hayden, at least for me.
I always think I'm handsome.
Not me. Well, today it looks like I have 2 pimples. I had some random, in the winter I get dry skin, and I have some random dry skin patch. It makes you look like I have like pimples on my face, but I swear I don't.
We're not judging you, Taylor.
So have fun seeing that on your big screen, Hayden.
Yeah. How do his pimples look like?
Why don't you zoom in on my red dry patches?
YP, here's the fabulous guitarist Max. What's up? Tasty Malone. Shouldn't Jess's face be on Wonder Woman in the thumbnail? What are you saying about me, Razor? Why should I be on a woman's body?
Because you were Wonder Woman a couple years ago for that bet.
Oh, right. Actually, I have that right here. I can show everybody.
Oh man, I'm gonna be terrified again. I finally scrubbed that mental image from my brain.
Here, I'll share it. Now I know what you're saying, Razor.
You definitely weren't as terrifying as Lou. Lou was, man,
Lou had a professional makeup artist do.
Yeah, but at least like you shaved your beard. He still had his beard, didn't he?
I think he had his mustache at least.
I can't remember.
There I am. There it is. Yeah, I shaved and then Patty made me up. This was for I think this was 2018 when we hit a certain number for comic books for kids. CB4K.
You look like Selena Kyle in Dark Knight Returns, remember?
Dark Knight Returns.
Remember where she's working in that brothel and she has the Wonder Woman costume on?
Oh. That Anne Hathaway.
No, Dark Knight Returns, the comic.
Oh, that one. Oh. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Thanks a lot. She looked beat up.
Well, you are a dude, so not.
Well, yeah, that's true. So there you go, Razor. I hope you appreciate that. You're talking about the Cheers ending. How far behind am I? I am
other shows too, like Friends.
11. Hey, there's Craig. How's it going? And in 2 years, you still won't have those Silver Age Batman on you. No, it's going to be, wait, what's 5 years from now? 2028? We're almost in 2023. I bet it's 2028 before we finally get to that. Oh, no, Mr. Tex. I'm holding on to Gwen Stacy. She's coming. She's not going anywhere.
Have you thought of auctioning off any of your stuff on a live show, or have you done that already yet? Maybe I just didn't see it.
I don't know how I feel about that. Is that against YouTube rules or anything?
I mean, people do all the time though.
On YouTube?
Yeah, I think Omar even does it. I don't know if he gives the money to charity or not, but I think you can auction off stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
charities going to Braggadocio
I'm
Incorporated.
just saying, I think it's more of like you'd have to, declare it, I suppose. the
I'm fine with that.
The IRS has proof on YouTube, so you don't want to mess around with that. But I don't think
yeah.
it's a big deal. I mean, people do
I
it all
have
the time.
I have no problem declaring it.
It's not like you're exchanging money via YouTube.
Yeah.
You just have people email you and said what they picked.
Yeah. Happy holidays to you, Abbasatani. Mr. Tex reminding people to smash the like button.
But that could be a good idea for some of those bigger statues. Give people a chance.
Well, yeah, because otherwise eBay is going to take their 12%.
That could be. I mean, I'm just saying. Maybe it wouldn't be the best, but maybe you could sell some things. You don't know. That could be fun.
You're right. Stick06. Hey, Justin Taylor. It's great to catch you live. Hope you're doing well. It's good to see you, Stick. I'm not a Christmas person. My highlights of December this year is the new box set of Grudge movies coming out. Have I seen The Grudge? Wait, what's the premise of The Grudge?
Is it the ones in Japan?
Well, and I think there was an American version. Oh, no, I saw The Ring.
Isn't the Grudge American version still like set in Japan though? Like, isn't like Sarah Michelle Gellar is like in a different country? I don't remember.
I didn't see The Grudge. I saw The Ring. And
well, they both had the girl with the hair, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's probably why you're confusing them.
Scary hair. Yes. Okay. Lars feels the same way because late October, Christmas starting is too much. And I've heard that there's like 40 services on strike in the UK. Ryan Sayce has said like the nurses, the trains, the postal service, ambulances, everything's on strike in the UK. It's crazy.
Why are they on strike? Is it just for money, for raises and things like that, or is there something else that's going on?
I think it's money.
Okay, I guess that's always is money. I just didn't know. I didn't hear about it.
I'm so sorry that it hasn't shown up, Super Laugh Hard. I hope the strikes get fixed up soon. Can I have a Matrix-like bookshelves?
You talk about all the different racks of stuff. Zoom by.
Yeah.
I think it's
where all the guns are. Oh, Razor, aren't you sweet? My Christmas wishes for Omnidog videos. That's not happening while I'm moving. If I sit down for more than 2 minutes, Mrs. Omnidog comes over and gives me things to do.
Here's the real question. Have you packed up the sweater closet yet?
No. Sweater closet. Clothes have not been dealt with. It's mostly Jess's collectibles that have been dealt with. And I don't know how she's not. Jess's Wonder Woman. October 27th, 2019. Wow, James, you're good. I think that was the first live episode of Omnibros I ever saw. Wow.
It was love at first sight.
Omar had a live auction with dynamite on his channel. Oh.
Yeah, people do it all the time. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's against any rules or anything.
Oh, The Grudge is the cursed house. Ring is the cursed VHS. There's a crossover too. I've only seen the first Ring and I liked it a lot. It was good and scary, but I haven't seen The Grudge. And I know the Japanese Grudge is supposed to be the one that's better. And I think the Japanese Ring is supposed to be better. I saw the one with Naomi Taylor Watts. Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts.
Yeah. Anna Taylor Watts, whatever.
Anna Taylor or something. What was her name?
Anya Taylor-Joy.
Anya Joy. I don't remember her
name. Quick question. Should I start IDW TMNT Volume 2? Why do you read this question?
Should I start IDW TMNT Volume 2, Parker Martini Edition? I do love the fade out, but I think Parker's always a good idea.
Once in Future's Boss, but I'd wait till the second oversized hardcover comes out so you can finish it. So I agree with him on Parker Martini.
I don't know how. Yeah, well, especially if you have volume 2. I mean, you don't have to read volume 2 right with volume 1, but you probably should because they're both fantastic. That's one of my books of the year, volume 2,
Of
2022.
Parker?
Yeah, Parker volume 2. Remember it came out this year?
Yeah,
The
I
Martini
meant Once
edition?
in Future.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about Parker Martini edition because they're both out. So you can read
Yeah.
them both at the same time.
Natural Bridge trying to build my legend. Omnidog was once bitten by a snake. The snake died the next day. That is true. My blood is venomous. There's some sort of strike every day in December.
It's a bad time for a strike.
Any good Christmas reading recommendations? Here's a good one. You just got that.
Yeah,
and it's showing it off.
It's a prequel to Nosferatu by Joe Hill. It's a novel, but this is like a comic prequel, and it's about a man named Charlie Manx who takes children to Christmas land. He can travel to his own imagination with a special card. He can take people with him, and he traps children there. And his card is powered by children's souls, not gasoline.
This is the Dark Minister making a recommendation here.
But does it sound like a Jess Bragg book though?
Oh yeah, I'd love that book.
It's children with sharp teeth killing horrible guys who just escaped prison.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's also the origin story of the bad guy of Nosferatu. So I think you can still enjoy this without reading Nosferatu, but it really comes to a culmination there. It's different characters minus the main bad guy, but I think it definitely reads better if you read both.
Was Nosferatu ever a graphic novel, or was it just a prose?
No, it was a television show.
Oh.
But it was just but you can still read this and enjoy it though.
Let's see. I would recommend Klaus. Klaus is a great 3-book series that's getting gathered into one big book. I love Klaus. What's another one that I like for Christmas? Well, there's Uncle Scrooge, Christmas in, I think it's Christmas in Shacktown. Any Duck fans out there? Am I wrong? Christmas in Shacktown?
I can't think of any off the top of my head that are like strictly Christmas. There's probably Christmas issues I can think of. I can't think of one that's scanning my shelves, but I can't see one.
Christmas.
But we both made one though. We both had one each.
Yeah, one's enough. Omer's auction was for charity. Not sure if that changes anything. Yeah, well, you better make sure VG Plus Condition actually sent the money out. You know what I'm saying? Not saying anything against him, but he doesn't leave houses without something with him. You know what I'm saying?
The Stumptown hardcovers.
Oh, Korean Ring. Okay, so it's a Korean movie. Okay, thank you, buddy. Oh, I did see Amsterdam is now on HBO Max. I saw Emily the Criminal in the movie theater with my wife when we went up to Vermont. Highly recommend that movie. Aubrey Plaza is so awesome in that. It is extremely entertaining. I really recommend Emily the Criminal, and I want to see Amsterdam. My collector's wish was granted yesterday when I got the full epic Akira run. Good for you. No longer gathering dust on my floor. Craig Stewart says, I have both volumes of Parker ready to read. Yep, but reading Once in Future once the second hardcover is out is a good idea. I loved Once in Future. Spoiler alert, that's going to be one of my top books of the year. Nosferatu is high on my to-read list. Here's Larry's Library. Oh, he's going to double dip with that, Klaus. Is that the name of it? The big-assed edition? I'd love
is that the Kickstarter that they're doing?
Yeah.
Is that just the first book?
I think it's all three put into one.
Got it. Oh, gotcha.
I am picking up Monstrous Book 2 because I loved Monstrous Book 1.
Yeah, I ordered, let's see, I just made an order this past week. I ordered that. I ordered Multiversity Absolute Edition.
Ooh.
I never read that before, and I've been waiting. I found the deluxe edition at a Honey Hole, but then the Absolute was listed. It's okay, I'll wait for that.
Yeah.
So I got the last volume of Immortal Hulk. So I'm in the middle of my readathon of that. And there's one other book. I got Monstrous. Crap, there's one more. Can't remember what it is. Maybe I'll remember later.
Well, I will, since this is supposed to be, I'm not sure what this video is going to be, but I I will recommend what Taylor's doing with the OHCs of Immortal Hulk now that 5 is going to be out next week, I think, or did it already come out?
I already ordered it. Oh, and Ascender. I ordered that too, the hardcover.
Right, I ordered that.
That's
I
the
got
whole
that.
series. I'm excited. That's the whole series. I don't have to wait to read it. I can read it all. Well, I should probably read Descender again though, because I don't remember all the stuff that happened in that.
I don't either. I remember
All I remember is Driller's a real killer. That's all I
right,
remember.
right. Christmas recommendations for the collector. You're all collectors in the chat, pretty much. But I would recommend Immortal Hulk. If you want the Omni, that's a big beast.
It's gonna be. Some people don't care, and some people like it, but it's huge. It's like 1,500 pages, I think, isn't it?
And I'm not sure it collects everything.
It does.
I think the Gamma Flight is missing.
Well, the Gamma Flight stuff isn't in the hardcovers.
Oh, but it's in the
Omni. It's gonna be in the Omni, but I don't think you desperately need to read it. I might just read it on Marvel Unlimited.
Right. Okay.
I'd rather just have the hardcovers and have the extra series not there. I don't think it's 100% necessary for the whole main story that Al Ewing's doing in Immortal Hulk. I know it's helpful. It adds some extra details, but I don't think it's something you really have to read.
Okay. And you read recently Al Ewing's Ultimates?
Oh yeah. You want me to get it and show people what it looks like?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Then that's out of print.
Yeah. Wait, where is it?
Good. You can show off your out of print books and make people jealous.
Is it over here somewhere? I'm like Jess right now. I don't know how you feel. Just losing stuff. Oh, that's annoying.
No, Shack Town, like they live in shacks. And man,
like
the Korean Ring is also a remake of the Japanese movie. There's all kinds of offshoots and timelines for the Ring. Okay. Amsterdam is based on the true story of the business. Look it up. It's crazy. Okay. Have you read Multiversity before?
I haven't, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is good. It's amazing.
I found this was great. It's probably one of my books of the year. I really enjoy it. Definitely one of the best Marvel books I read all year.
And now is that one book or
two?
Just
one book.
One book. How
just
thick is it?
Thick,
okay.
Really thick.
And it's a trade.
Don't you have it?
I bought it in I have it in a collected edition. I bought an illegal omnibus of it.
This now you're breaking YouTube's rules. This has the best version of Galactus you'll ever read. All I'm gonna say is Golden Galactus. Golden Galactus is my character of the year.
Oh wow.
This book is really, really cool. I would say you'll love this if you're a Jonathan Hickman fan, which I know you are.
Oh yeah.
I would say it's even bigger in terms of cosmic ramifications than Secret Wars.
Whoa.
It's kind of like a spin-off of Secret Wars in a way. Not really a spin-off, but because I don't want to spoil what happened in Secret Wars, but who doesn't know what happened in Secret Wars by now? But it kind of
something Doctor Doom something.
But the basic premise of this book is pretty simple. The Ultimates seek to find solutions to the universe's ultimate problems. And the first problem is deal with Galactus.
Yeah.
And this book is fantastic. I love it.
Let's see. I passed on Monstrous for sleeper reprint. There's another one that I recommend to people now that it's coming back into print for Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. You should get Sleeper. Are you going to get Sleeper? Or are you going to stick with your two exact same cover trade?
I just don't want to upgrade anymore. I just can't keep doing it because I have like a whole stack of books I still haven't sold that I just don't want to do it anymore. I'm happy with them.
I'm with you. I get it.
I just can't keep doing that anymore.
I want Ascender, Descender, but one is out of print still. Oh, is Descender out of print?
But they announce they're reprinting them though? I'm pretty sure they're reprinting them, Larry. Don't quote me on that, but maybe someone in the chat can tell me. I thought I heard that Descender Volume 1 and 2 are getting reprinted. I would definitely get Ascender still though, just in case.
Yeah, actually, your daughter might know. She knows all things Lemire.
Someone in the chat's definitely gonna know.
Should I get deluxe edition Superman Birthright?
Yes.
Yes.
And put it right next to your Secret Origin hardcover.
And your Secret Identity hardcover.
See, that's when I'm not upgrading because I already have that trade. So I'm like, what? I can't upgrade. Can't do it.
What do I have? I have.
You probably have like isn't it like a standard size
deluxe.
hardcover?
Yeah, it's a deluxe. I think. Wait,
I think it's standard was all they had before. I could be wrong though.
It says deluxe edition on it.
Oh, there you go.
Standard. I have the whole new DC line is standard. This two there. The 2 Descender hardcovers are being reprinted next week, Larry.
Oh,
there you
timing.
go.
Good thing you asked.
Sleeper number 1 on my buy list for me. Something Warren Weaver and I agree on?
Wow.
Is this the Upside Down? It's good to see you, Kenny. I get I get that you have to take a break. I have to take breaks too.
Yeah, I've been taking some weeks off on my Instagram because sometimes I just don't care to do it. I don't want to do it unless I want to do it.
Thanks, Greg. I better wait until after Christmas as possible. My daughter could get that for me.
Hint, hint.
Hint, hint. I hope Ascender doesn't go out of print in the next few weeks. I'm not getting it until Descender in case I buy 3 books I don't like. You'll like it.
That's probably my favorite Jeff Lemire book.
Now, I haven't read any Ascender because I absolutely boycotted the trade so I could get the hardcover.
I still haven't read the new Sweet Tooth stuff because I almost don't want to read the new series because the first Sweet Tooth series ended so well. I just don't really want to dip my toe into it again until I know it's going to be a good ending.
Yeah.
What's it called? Sweet Tooth Returns or something?
Yeah, actually, I had it. I thought I had it right here.
Is that still going on?
No, it was one and done.
Oh, did you read it?
No, I don't read my books.
I know how much you like Sweet Tooth, and you and Kristen always talk about Lemire.
I know that's one that got overlooked because I'm the same way. I was sort of like, Sweet Tooth ended so perfectly. Do I really want to go back to the return?
I really don't want to. I'll just stick with what I have.
Okay, I get it.
Plus, I'll put a random trade next to it, next to the hardcovers.
Wait, what are we talking about here?
He's talking about the Amsterdam movie, I think.
Oh, okay. Is Jason Aaron's SB Deluxe HC Volume 2? What's
Did it ever even come out? Has it come out yet?
What is it? Savage Beast?
No, Southern Bastards.
Oh, I don't even think that's come out yet.
Wasn't that solicited for years and it never came out?
Yeah.
Man, that series is never going to be finished. I'm trying to remember if that final volume ends the story in some way. Like, I can't remember. I haven't read it for so long, but with all the what's his name, Jason Latour stuff.
Yeah, he's got issues.
I don't think it's ever gonna because with Image stuff, it's not like you can just replace the artist willy nilly. They both own the book.
Yeah,
so it's not like Jason Aaron can just be like, "You're fired." You know what I mean?
Right.
But I have to retire. I love that series, but I can't remember if it ended on a note where at least it was kind of like an ending. But I know there was supposed to be more.
Taylor asked me about this book I think last week. I read the first trade paperback, A Die, and I liked it, but I feel like it didn't resonate with me because I'm me. I told Taylor that I thought it was more for, God, I hate to say this. I felt like it was for the younger crowd that plays board games.
What's up, my fellow kids?
What's up, my fellow kids? Yeah, put my picture on Steve Buscemi. I just didn't. I don't play board games. I hardly play video games even anymore. I know Kieran Gillen's an awesome writer, and so I say to anybody, Natural Bridge, I'm glad you liked it because I've heard great things about it, but it didn't stick with me like I think it would stick with somebody else. It's a beautiful looking hardcover. I'll tell you that. It's
huge. It's like massive.
Gorgeous. That's what she said. But yeah, it's gorgeous. Sorry, I had to.
I guess it looks even bigger than the Monstrous hardcover. That one's pretty big too. I think it might be bigger than Monstrous.
Die is?
It looks like maybe they look pretty big because the Monstrous is a pretty big book.
Yeah. Colin, East of West is totally worth reading. It's one of my favorite books of all time. I don't know what to tell you about these out of print books. I know it's by Hickman, but Remender was on his soapbox like 6 weeks ago. My books are never being reprinted. And I told everybody go get 7 to Eternity because it's never being reprinted. Then last 5 days ago or whatever,
he has a whole list of all the ones he's reprinting.
Everything he's ever written is getting reprinted practically. And so it's totally worth reading. I love that book. I don't know what other people think. I'm of the opinion that it super stuck the landing. I loved the ending. I loved how it finished up. Hang on, I'm doing my pain bolus right now. So
I read the first hardcover like 3 years ago and I loved it. And I wanted to wait until the series was wrapped up and had hardcovers for all of them, but I still haven't read them. But I need to very soon because I love the first one.
You do have all 3 though?
I have all 3, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I read the first one like several years ago, then it's like crap, I have nothing else to read. And then the second one came out, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to keep having to go back and reread them all over again. I'm just gonna wait until they're all done.
Well, and I will say, it's Hickman, so they're very Hickman-y. There's a lot of stuff going on in it. I think it benefits if you have all 3 books and you can go through all 3 books.
Right, that's the plan. So I want to just even focus on that and nothing else. So I want to make sure I'm in the mood to do that.
I think you'll get a lot more out of it if you don't pause between them. Just like, well, it's not as bad as Avengers, where if you stopped after an issue, you'd be totally lost and have to go back to read the whole thing over again. But there's a lot of moving parts that take a little while to understand. And then once you understand everything that's going on in it, it takes off like a bullet train, man. It is really fast moving, really well written. I dig the art. I love the concept. I mean, the concept is exactly why I think I love Jonathan Hickman so much, because other people's concepts are like, okay, let's give Spider-Man a new costume and break him up with Mary Jane. Oh, that's a good idea. No, Hickman's off and running on an apocalyptic end of the world type thing with the world split into different sections. It's run by different people and factions, and it's not comparable to Lazarus at all. It's a completely different vibe than Lazarus, which is also a brilliant book. But yeah, I loved East of West. All Descender. Trying to sell those 2 sleeper hardcovers would be a nightmare when the omnibus is available. Sticking with those. Okay. We need a shelf dedicated to Superman origin stories. Those are my favorite Superman books. Birthright, Secret Identity, Secret Origin. Is that the 3 of them, or is there... What's the other? Is there another one? Oh, I like Last Sun. That's different by Jeff Johns and
Red Sun is kind of like an origin story of a alternate Superman.
And, Donner. Superman for All Seasons.
Yeah, that's an origin.
Yeah, and those are the best books, Marcelo, I think.
Yeah, Secret Origin is still my favorite of all those.
Yeah, and I think it's a toss. I love Secret Origin, but I love how different Secret Identity is. And I just think...
Secret Identity is not really like an origin story for the regular Superman. It's like a Superman who becomes Superman in our reality. Like Superman, the character exists in that book. It's like the comics and the movies, but he actually somehow gets the powers of Superman. That's definitely my favorite Superman book of all time. Because I think that's the book that helped me really fall in love with the character. Because I always thought it was kind of boring before that.
Right.
But I really thought Secret Identity was a great twist on the character that helped me to see him in a different way.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. And Birthright, if somebody had just walked into Warner Brothers with the book and said, here, don't change a word, turn this into the Superman movie, everything would be different. We'd have a brilliant Superman movie made out of Birthright.
Well, at least Henry Cavill's coming back. James Gunn is in charge. You hear about that Wonder Woman 3 stuff where Patty Jenkins presented it and they're like, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want her to make another one after the second one. That was a train wreck of a movie.
I don't know of one person except maybe Patty Jenkins who will disagree with you on that.
They even they found a way to even make Linda Carter's cameo lame at the very end.
There's so many things wrong with that movie.
It was so long too. It wasn't just that it was bad. It was bad for a long time. Like a 2.5 hour long bad movie sucks.
With a dumb, I think that Linda Carter cameo was dumb.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm definitely picking up Sleeper later this month. You guys got me hooked on Ed Brubaker. That makes us happy.
Just buy everything he does. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm currently binging Criminal on Hoopla. Late to the party, I know. Well, hey, it's not too late. All the Criminal books are in print for once. Oh, Jess the Third, HC of Stephanie Phillips Hollywood is a March release date now. Thank you, buddy.
A lot of January Omnis got pushed to March, like the Savage Avengers Omnibus and the Silver Surfer by Slot reprint I have to get. Those all got pushed to January. I mean to March, I'm sorry. From January.
March. Well, March will be here pretty quickly.
Right. In a way, it kind of makes me feel good. Okay, good. I can have, more spacing things out.
Yeah, because I think somebody said January was going to be Omnigeddon, but I think those books have been pushed out a little bit, like you said.
Right.
It has the Jess and Taylor guarantee. Okay, I might just buy all 3 books together then.
I would.
Wait, which one were we talking about?
Descender and Ascender.
What he said? Oh, the first 2 Descenders. Okay.
Right. I love that series, and I'm someone who will admit that Jeff Lemire doesn't always hit for me. So it's definitely my favorite of all the things he's done.
We both read Descender, but we haven't read Ascender yet.
I think he was joking around, like, you're actually reading your books?
Oh, yeah.
Because you were saying, I don't read my books.
Well, I'm not reading any books this month. Patty would kill me. I had to wait for her to leave the house for 2 hours so I could watch the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special, which I loved. Lars says, Sweet Tooth miniseries was well worth it. Quack is sad because of Nightfall Volume 3 not being in print. Omni Dudes, good Saturday. Hey, Cage. Cycle Cleveland, all caps. I think he said East of West, kiss, absolutely incredible. I think we know what he meant. He meant kiss it. Killer Be Killed Deluxe Edition potentially being reprinted in January. It's solicited, but it's not probably converted. Yeah, I hope it does come. Killer Be Killed is also awesome.
My local half-price books was selling it for $150.
Half twice price book.
Isn't that insane?
Good
so
grief.
When they do that.
This is something I also did while Patty was out of town. No, it was late at night and I watched it. I watched the first 2 episodes of Wednesday. It is so great. Gosh, I love it. So dark and awesome. And first of all, her acting's great, but her lines are great. And she says them with such sharp, witty way. And they purposely had her not blink when she was on camera. I only caught one part in the very first episode where she actually blinks sort of to the side, but she doesn't blink when the camera's like staring her in the face, and it makes her character so creepy and awesome. It's great.
Oh, Jess, were you a Dark Tower fan by Stephen King?
I am. I was.
Mike Flanagan is directing the TV show.
It's a TV show.
It's a TV series with 2 feature films as the conclusion.
Oh, wait a minute. What are you making me go? Well, it is a long series.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be years and years from now, though.
Well, as long as they have Blaine the Train in there, I'll be cool. Because that's a key part of the book.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they're going to translate a lot of that stuff. It'll be interesting.
Did you guys like Decorum? I loved it, but wish they expanded the world a little bit more with more issues.
It definitely felt rushed at the end. I remember thinking this could have been a lot longer. I enjoyed it, but I definitely think at the end I was like, oh, I feel like there could have been a lot more here.
I think that he's planning on doing more, so that might be why. I was okay with the end. I loved it. Spoiler alert, going to be on my top list of books for the year. I loved that book.
Well, now he's doing that 3 Worlds, 3 Moons or something, I think, on Substack. It's his new, I don't know what he's really up
I
to.
don't know.
All the Substack stuff is confusing me.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. Did you the Callie, the Dark Horse OGN? Seems like something you'd like. Callie.
I heard of it, but I didn't get it.
I don't even know if I heard of it. The Dark Horse.
Jess probably has it.
I'm sure I have it. I just haven't read it.
Didn't that happen recently again? Where I was like, oh, this book's great. You're like, oh, I don't think I have it. I'm like, you probably do. And then you found it. I can't remember what it was.
I will tell you a funny story with me and T-Lar Blunt. I saw the 3-pack online of Bullseye, Daredevil, and Elektra in her white outfit. And I thought, whoa, that looks really cool. I'll go to Hasbro Pulse. Oh, F word, it's sold out. 2 days later, I got shipping notice that I had ordered it. And it is now in my house. And I wrote that to Tyler, and he laughed and said, oh my God, dude, never change.
That kind of happened to Tyler, I think, too. I think he has a lot of stuff coming in that he forgets about. Well, he's doing that less. I think he canceled a lot of his pre-orders, like more than half of them.
Yeah, I canceled a lot, too. Oh, this is a good book, too. Red Sun is really good.
Hey, you agree with him again?
Yeah, Warren, we're on a streak here. Don't let me down. He was making a joke. I like the Lex Luthor 60s Kurt Swan art of Superman and all DC Comics. Yay, Cage, yay. I'm with you, buddy. Someday we'll get those Silver Age stories and we'll get that Kurt Swan art.
There are dozens of us.
There are dozens of us, and we all agree that Jesse Eisenberg sucked as a Lex Luthor.
Yeah, that's hard to argue against.
Yeah.
But who was worse, Jess?
What?
Who was worse in your mind?
Okay.
Was Jesse Eisenberg or Gene Hackman? Because I know you hate Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor.
Oh, gosh. That is...
At least Gene Hackman's not super annoying and grating as a human being. I found Jesse Eisenberg to be so off-putting.
I find him to actually be like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I mean, I know
he was so good in that movie.
Yeah. I think
for the most
really
part,
is.
I don't like him. And like I like Zombieland, at least the first one.
Yeah.
And The Social Network was good, but I never wanted to watch it again. It's kind of one of those movies like, yeah, that was good, but I have no desire to rewatch it.
Yeah.
So I
thought he was good in Social Network, but I feel like he is like a real life version of Mark Zuckerberg.
I just find him very one note. He can't really do much besides be himself.
And himself is a jerk.
That's kind of why I don't like Kevin Hart either. I feel like Kevin Hart just yells and does the same exact thing over and over again. I just can't get into him. I don't find him funny.
I like him a lot. What's funny is when he was on Modern Family for a couple episodes. Next door neighbor is the dentist.
I do love that show.
Yeah, that was funny.
He lived like behind. He lived behind them, right? He was like a doctor. I can't remember.
He was a dentist. Yeah, he lived behind him, and he helped Phil buy the sports car.
Right.
And Phil introduced him as his black neighbor or his black friend or something, and Kevin's like, "You don't need to say that." Wait, Larry says, as a guy who hates Superman, I like Superman, blood of my ancestors, and just imagine Stan Lee's Superman. Yeah, that's an unpopular opinion.
I guess I know we can understand now where Kristen got the hate of Superman from.
Yeah,
it must be like a genetic thing.
Random question. Okay, this is a good question because we both love, and I have not. This is how busy my month has been. I haven't even read The Reckless.
Even like you can't like read something like an hour before you go to bed. At like 10 o'clock at night, you couldn't read something.
I might be able to read it after this show because I made major progress with my album collection today, so I could read it tonight.
I mean, 10 o'clock at night, you could have freedom to read, right? Like she'd hound you at 10 o'clock at night. She'd give you a break at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, maybe at 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. So where does it rank? This is a good question. Where does it rank in your Brubaker Phillips ranking? What's your okay? Wait, I know what your favorite one is. Your favorite one, I think. Wait, is your favorite one Criminal?
It's hard because Reckless isn't like, oh, well, Criminal's not really over yet because I'm sure they're going to do more someday. I would say,
well, don't worry about it being finished.
Reckless is like my perfect wheelhouse of crime comics that I like. Private Investigator.
Yeah.
I really love the format. Reckless might be my favorite right now.
Oh, okay.
Or it's like neck and neck with Criminal, I think. So I mean, I love everything. I love Kill or Be Killed.
Yeah. When people ask me to rank his stuff, it's hard because I legitimately enjoy everything. I don't know that nothing's lesser than another book to me. They're all
ones
great.
that I like
fun.
more. Like I could definitely like rank them to a certain degree. Like I think like Fatale's probably my least favorite out of all of them, but I still love it. It's still great, but that's the one I'm like, yeah, that's probably my least favorite, but they're all like A's for me. You know what I mean? So it's hard. It's hard.
It's
to
not
really
like
compare.
it's not like you get it out of your library. You'd never take it out of your
It's not
library.
like trying to rank Steve Orlando where they're all like in the F category.
Wait, he did have a B+ with Midnighter.
I do have that complete collection. I still have to read right here.
Oh, I can't wait for you to read it and say, Jess, you suck.
You can see it behind me, right? Look, it's right behind me. It's right there.
Yeah, I can see it. It's saying, don't read me.
It's on my chair of shame.
I love that Patty has mapped out places for my stacks of shame. That's pretty good.
That is, well, I think our wives know us pretty well. All the stacks are constantly here. I did finally reorganize my Marvel shelf, though, and get all my books on there because that was bad for a while. I basically hadn't reshelved anything since Emmy was born. She's 11 months old. So you can imagine how bad that was.
Yeah, I like Gal Gadot, and I think she's a great Wonder Woman. I love the first Wonder Woman, and I could watch her in anything really. I dig her. I understand, but yeah, even I, as much as I wanted to, it was the thing that creeped me out the most. And I said it on Wednesday when we were ranking the DC movies on Omnibros. The main thing was that she wanted Chris Pine back in her life, Steve Trevor. Why couldn't she have just wished him back into existence? Why
she did? That was the thing. She did.
No, but why did he have to take the body of some existing guy? If the roles were reversed, it was like Superman wishing Lois Lane back and she took over woman's body. That's rape.
That movie would have been boycotted, and
yeah. So I don't know why they thought
she didn't wish. I wish that my former boyfriend be reborn in a new body. Like she didn't wish it. That didn't make any sense.
I get her wanting to have Steve back, and then boom, he magically appears. Okay, I mean, it worked in the Middle East when like some big wall went up that he wished for, or whatever. So why couldn't he have just wished for Steve Trevor?
Or how about Pedro Pascal at the end, driving all the way to DC and then getting out by the White House and immediately finding his lost son,
finding his child? Yeah,
you live right next to DC. You know how complex and confusing it is. He found his son like in the White House bushes or something. It was like, really?
Yeah, and there's always 40,000 people in that area anyway. There's never
nobody.
Empty
there
was
nobody.
Yeah.
Well, here's another thing that was unbelievable, Jess. As people who both agree that people generally suck, every single human being in the world decided to give away the power to have their wishes come true. I do not believe that.
No.
Would there be some people? Of course. Would that be the majority? No, it would not.
I forget why did they had to give up their powers to make the world go back into
it would corrupt it because it's always corrupting in some way.
Oh yeah.
But there's no way every single person in the world, billions of people, would all decide to give that back. No way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not giving up the room of gold bullion that I wished for. It's staying there.
You're one of people like, no.
We're losing Tasty Melon. He has to watch The Mitchells versus the Machine. This is done by the same guys that did the Lego movies and Into the Spider-Verse. Oh, okay. Well, have fun, Tasty. Thanks for joining us.
Well, just to clarify about Wonder Woman, Patty Jenkins' treatment was rejected, doesn't mean Gal Gadot has been rejected as Wonder Woman.
Right. And James Gunn James Gunn walked a little bit of it back in a funny tweet that I see the tweet. I don't go to Twitter. I see the tweets in the Omnibros chat. And Hayden sent me a tweet that was really funny that James Gunn said. But that is the tweet. Actually, Hayden sent it to me, where he walked it back a little bit and said, we're considering some things, we're not considering others, and others are still perhaps, on the burner, and maybe I'm lying about the whole thing. I don't know. Whatever it was funny. And I think James Gunn is a good head of the studio or whatever they're doing.
Yeah, it's him and some other guy. I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, it's possible Gal Gadot will still be Wonder Woman. It just won't be Patty Jenkins' script. It'll be a good script.
And Patty Jenkins was supposed to direct a Star Wars movie, and they haven't talked about that at all. I'm pretty sure that's been shelved too.
Oh yeah, same. Like they got rid of the directing the Star Wars movies for the guys that did the last episodes of Game of Thrones.
Have they officially got canceled those though?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my daughter wrote me and said, well, that didn't last long.
Wow.
OPB, I bet OPB does have all 3 Ascender and Descender books. Descender's probably pre-order, but Ascender's right there. April was Omnigeddon for me because of Spider-Man 2099 and Superior, but I think Superior got pushed to May. Thank goodness. Going to Wednesday, Jenna Ortega was definitely perfectly cast, and with all the horror she's been doing in 2022, she's definitely cementing herself as an iconic scream queen.
Yeah, I watched that movie she was in, X. Have you heard of X?
I have. Was that followed up with Smile?
Pearl. Yeah, Smile was a horror movie that's unrelated.
Oh, okay.
That was a horror movie that came out. Did you watch Barbarian yet?
No.
Oh, dude,
I'm not going to have a chance till January now.
Well, hopefully it's on HBO Max still by then.
Oh, God.
You should have watched it when you had the chance. When I told you.
I know. Yeah, you're right. I did not think December was. I don't know what made me think December wasn't going to be anything but crazy. It's gotten crazy. Mr. Tex didn't dig Killer Be Killed. Okay, fair. Craig Stewart says, how come? So you can answer, Mr. Tex. I wish DC Comics print Jerry Lewis and Bob. Oh, you are talking my language. Not only that, I want Sugar and Spike and Jimmy Olsen and Lois Lane Omnis. Those Jerry Lewis comics and Bob Hope comics were funny. Very fine condition, highly recommended Callie. Okay.
Well, he also likes Batman Year 2, so.
You know what's great is that there's a viewer out there. I don't know who it is, but he calls himself Very Fine Condition. And he goes into Omar's chats as Very Fine Condition and super chats him so that he has to highlight it and says, we need more Omnidog. So it drives Omar crazy. It's great. Okay, Rick Ray agrees. He just felt it was an average comic. Okay. Another question, LOL. Have you guys read the Charles Soule Daredevil? I haven't. I own it, but I got it because I saw it was going up in price, and I decided I better get it before I ran into a situation with Daredevil OHC1 with Super Laugh Hard sent me, which I am forgot.
He's talking about Charles Soule, not Chip Zdarsky.
I know. I'm saying the reason I got it was I didn't want it to sell out like the Chip Zdarsky DD did. Have you read this?
Oh yeah, I read that. I read the whole run like a couple of years ago. I think it's good. It's not like on the same level as Bendis or Brubaker, or Wade. That's kind of hard to top though. But it's definitely worth reading. I think it's definitely worth owning. I enjoyed it.
Worth reading.
It leads into Zdarsky's run, so I think it's definitely worth getting them all.
Okay. How can someone not like him? Who? Are we talking about Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor? Well, how far behind am I? 850. Oh, I'm 10 minutes behind. If we're talking about Gene Hackman, I felt like he played Luthor as a goofball, as a funny man. He didn't seem. I wanted a serious. That really brought down the whole movie for me. I know everybody has fond memories of Superman 78, as they call it now. I dug Christopher Reeve and everything, but Lex Luthor, first of all, he had wacky hair and he just seemed like a goofball. He was always cracking jokes, and
wasn't he bald in the second one?
I can't even remember. I was so disappointed by that. I barely remember the second one. I mean, I loved Superman 78 despite that, but I feel like he tried to add levity where he needed to add seriousness. That's just me, though. It's just an opinion. Mixer Tex is answering. Tried to be too topical. Plus, I just finished watching certain shows that he lifted ideas from. One of my favorite Brubaker joints is An Accidental Death that he did with Eric Schanauer. I have that in DHP magazines because I couldn't find it in a trade. Criminal has a 12-page Christmas special coming out in 2 weeks, which is cool. Okay, here's an important question. Which would you recommend for Constantine, Hellblazer or Justice League Dark? Any other stories you would recommend? I read all of the 300 pages of Hellblazer. I read all 1,500 pages of Justice League Dark. I think you'll get more of what you want for Constantine from Hellblazer. Probably Ennis's Omni, if it's still in print. And you don't need to know anything before it or after it. It's a self-contained. They're all self-contained sort of arcs. Sometimes they pull on stuff earlier, but not the Ennis one. It's pretty much the perfect Hellblazer story in this person's opinion. Once you read that, I think Taylor and I both loved Cy Spurrier's Constantine and are very unhappy it got canceled.
Yeah.
But the two trades are eminently readable. Very great. Cy Spurrier got dealt a bad hand there. That thing should have been 100 issues. It was so good. He understood the character so well.
When you read the ending, it's really an amazing twist, but then you're like, crap, I'm not gonna be able to see what happens after this.
Yeah.
That was a bummer.
Yeah. Stay away from New 52 Constantine. Stay away from Rebirth Constantine. The Justice League Dark books in Rebirth and New 52 feature a decent Constantine, but the writers that wrote him in Rebirth and New 52 did not have any idea how to write Constantine. And I know I'm actually supposed to be saying Constantine now, but I've been saying it this way for 30 years, so apologies. Right. Not ignore. Read it next. Justice League Dark's good. I liked it. Why are you yelling at me, Cycle?
He's always yelling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Gotham Central. That's a great one to remember, too, for Christmas. If you haven't got your fill of Brubaker and Rucka, two best crime writers in comics, with maybe a little bit distant third Bendis. Incognito, that's an interesting first choice. Oh, no, Sleeper first, Incognito second, then Gotham Central. That's a great choice. If you want something for Christmas, ask for Gotham Central. I picked up 2/5 of the Reckless book, about to order the other 3. Good. You need them.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, really good idea. When it comes to Superman, have you read the 12-issue series, The Kents? I have not, by Ostrander and Timothy Truman. I have DC Ultimate Unlimited expensive Oscar-worthy app, so I'll read that. I'll read that on that. The Kents. Ostrander and Timothy Truman, that's a great team. Thank you, Lars. There was a lot of backlash online about the consent stuff. Uh-oh, what? What are we
No,
doing?
Wonder Woman 84.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, not great.
The Mitchells versus the Machines is a lot of fun. Oh, okay. Oh, here's Reap. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Cobber, how's it going? No, our times never align. It's Sunday at noon or something in Australia, isn't it? Or 8 o'clock at night? Ah, Mitchell versus the Machines was my top 10 movies of the last year list.
I have not watched that many movies this year.
I don't know that I've heard of Mitchell versus the Machines.
I keep meaning to watch Everything Everywhere All at Once on Amazon Prime.
Oh.
I keep like, it's like 2.5 hour movie. It's hard for me to block out 2.5 hours at
Yeah.
this stage in my life. So I want to watch it all at once, not like in chunks. I kind of do that sometimes, watch movies in chunks, which I hate to do.
I love that movie. And I love Michelle Yeoh.
But I did have a good like 70s crime movie kick when I was reading the Quentin Tarantino cinema speculation.
Yes.
There's a couple I never watched. I watched Deliverance for the first time, which I've never seen before.
Well, I don't think we talked about that after you watched it, did we?
No, I don't know if we talked about it afterwards. I think I was texting you while I was watching it.
Yeah.
And then I watched Escape from Alcatraz. I never had seen that before.
That's great.
And I watched Rolling Thunder. You ever seen that with William Devane?
No, Rolling
And Tommy
Thunder.
Lee
No.
Jones. It's a great crime revenge movie where a guy gets back from POW camp in Vietnam, and he returns home and he gets like this really huge like silver dollar collection as like a thank you. And these criminals break into his house and they're like asking like, where is it? Where is it? And he won't tell them anything. He's been tortured for years. He's like immune to torture. And they're like
Yeah.
putting him. They stick his hand in a garbage disposal.
Ah.
And he has to get a hook for a hand. They kill his family. So he goes out for revenge, trying to kill the people who took his hand and his family from him. It's Quentin Tarantino's like favorite like 70s exploitation crime movie.
What's it called again? Rolling Thunder?
Rolling Thunder, and Tommy Lee Jones is in it.
Is he the main guy?
No, William Devane's the main guy.
Oh, okay.
And Tommy Lee Jones is like his friend who was also a POW with him.
Wow.
It's a great 70s crime movie. It's really good.
Okay.
It has one of like the best like line deliveries that Tommy Lee Jones ever done in a movie.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to remind me in January because nothing's getting done fun for me this month. You guys got any interest in Organisms from an Ancient Cosmos by S. Craig Zahler? I blind bought it, but haven't read it yet. He's a great director and screenwriter, so I'm pretty excited to jump in. I'm going to wait for your review, Natural Bridge, and then I'll see if I have any interest.
I do like his movies.
What are some of his movies?
You ever seen Bone Tomahawk, Jess?
Oh no, you've recommended that to me a lot of times.
I'll never forget the first time I saw it. It was around the same time The Hateful Eight came out. I think that Kurt Russell shot them back to back. He still had that really big bushy beard, and it was a Western. You know, both of them were Westerns.
Yeah.
And it's like a pretty like normal, good Western movie for the first like hour and 20 minutes, and then it turns into like one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. Like my brother-in-law and I still talk about like this one scene in the movie where I've never seen a more violent scene in the movie. I don't think.
Oh wow!
Like it was, and then there's he did a fantastic movie with Vince Vaughn, Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Oh, I've heard about that.
That's really good. And then he did Dragged Across Concrete with Mel Gibson and Vince Vaughn. But I think Brawl in Cell Block 99 is definitely the best of the three. But you have to experience Bone Tomahawk. Once you watch it, we have to have like a special call about that movie, Jess. Because I want to hear. I want to.
Scary.
I don't want to ruin anything for you. I'm just gonna say it's quite the trip.
I'm not that great on violence. I like horror, but I don't like violence. Wait, I saw something that. Oh, Mr. Tex. What's funny is that all reports say that only James Gunn said no to the script when it was a committee of 4 people. Yeah, that Patty Jenkins script for WWE3 was going to bring back Steve Trevor again. Even Comics Diana doesn't care about Steve Trevor as much as Patty does. Pearl was one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Never saw X. I haven't seen either of them.
Yeah, maybe Patty was going to bring back Steve Trevor in a woman's body this time and be like, I'll show you guys.
Lesbians. I read Zoller's new book. It's great, as was his first graphic novel he published with Floating World Comics. Rick Ray has good taste, so I may check it out. Do you think IDW and Valiant Comics will make it till the end of 2023? Both companies are having money problems.
I don't really know much about their issues, so I can't really. I know the IDW lost a lot of licenses, right?
Yeah,
Like
and I know,
Transformers and stuff.
and Valiant has been putting out less and less. I don't. Yeah, Omar on VG Plus condition would know probably more than I would about this. My sentiment is just based on their output. I don't even know that Valiant Comics is still in business.
Oh, I haven't read anything from them in a while.
Yeah, and I don't know about IDW. That's a good question, but we're not as dialed into the business as maybe some other channels are. And the only other channel that knows it like he does is Very Fine Condition. I hated Sewell's DD run when I read it in single issues. But I enjoyed it when binge reading it again when I got the omnibus. That's great. Oh, his hair was revealed as a wig. I don't even remember that. Can we get an absolute edition of the 2002 Maxim magazine Elisha Cuthbert Mila Kunis photo shoot? Okay, I'd get that. I don't think the minister would, but I'd look at it.
Pretty sure his caps button is broken on his computer. He can't go back.
No. Hi, Jess. I managed to get the first, third, and fourth Batman OHCs for Minister of Comics. Second might be too tricky to get, I'm afraid. Was I supposed to keep that a secret because you put it in the chat?
The cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, he's getting you something too now.
Thank you. I don't know what it is, but I have somewhat of an idea, I guess.
Oh, what's your worst read of the year? That's a good question. What did
I really hated Trinity War.
Trinity War?
The Justice League. Jeff Johns run.
That was from 5 years ago, though.
I read it this year, though.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
I really didn't like that. It was horrible.
Well, I guess I read part of that in Justice League Dark.
And The Passageway I really hated by Jeff Lemire.
Oh, yeah, you didn't like that.
It was like nothing happened. It was like, okay, that was kind of a pointless story. Thankfully, it was short. It only took me like 30 minutes to read, maybe less. And I was like, oh, right, that was a waste of time. I'm not checking that out anymore.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to wait until all the books are released in 6 years and get the, giant book that, because I can't remember who it is, but there's somebody in the chat that, or messaged me that said, oh, I know who it was. It was Kellel from Belgium. He read the second book, Birds of a Feather, or whatever it's called. And said that the series seems to be connected to the evil in the book. So the evil is constant. Okay, so he's not going to read it. I'll have to think about that, to Collector, because I don't know. What did I read this year that I really hated? I can't think.
I read a lot of just okay books.
Wait a sec. I know.
Ooh, Phantom X. Max.
Yeah, there you go. Phantom X Max, which I read this year. One of my first reads of the year. That thing was -1.
I'll feel partly responsible for that because I just said, "Oh, we were shopping when you were up here last year." I was like, "Oh, Jess, Phantom X Max." Like, "Oh, I'm definitely getting that."
Well, Phantom X and it's Max. It has to be great.
I feel responsible that I put it in your hands, but I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you it was great because I never read it before. I never read it, so I just said, "Hey, here you go."
I don't actually hold you responsible for any of it. I'm the one that said, hey, that has to be great. That was my biggest letdown, to Collector. Yeah, Phantom X Max. And it was out of print, and it's out of print for a reason, because it's never going to be reprinted again because it sucked.
I've heard of, I think the Max books that are good are the ones we all know about, like Alias, Punisher, Fury, Max. I think those are the ones that are really, really good, and the rest I've heard aren't that great.
I
think what are there any other Max books I have? Fury, Alias.
I loved how we sold out Fury on
Oh
Amazon
yeah,
that
that
one
was a couple
time. That
years
was
ago. Yeah,
great.
that's a great book. I have to reread that again. That was great.
Oh, I see. Marcelo was doing a Seinfeld impression. How can anyone not like him?
No, that was his
That's
mom.
hard.
That was his mom. Remember? How can anyone not like you?
Oh, George's mom. Or no, Jerry's mom.
No, it was Jerry's mom.
Jerry's mom, right. How can anyone not like you? I got it. Lars, I loved Azzarello's Hellblazer run. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people that don't like certain writers' runs. I think maybe Peter Milligan is one that got cited for not a great run. I enjoyed 1 through 300 of all of Hellblazer. They're all different. They're all very different because they all, take on the voice of the writer. I thought they were I loved all the concepts. I really dug it. I liked Azzarello's. I liked Mike Carey's. I liked Peter Milligan's. What was I think the first one is the one that people like to jam on. Wait.
Jamie Delano.
Jamie Delano. Yeah, people don't seem to like that one, but I did. Get the hell out of this chat. What's wrong with you? I reluctantly obtained all of the Reckless little bitty HCs. Haven't read them yet. You need to read them right away. I read Sleeper 5 years. I liked it, but I don't remember it being worth buying, especially for our prices. He's in Australia, yeah, so prices are very expensive there.
Yeah, I had the Australian follower on my Instagram talk about this with me yesterday. I can't wait. Was this yesterday? Oh, I reviewed the latest library edition of the Black Hammer books, Volume 4, that came out recently.
Yeah.
What did he say about it? He says, he talked about he had missed the Hellions hardcover that came out because the cheapest he's seen it for him is $130, and that's $90 in our money, in American dollars. So $90 for the Hellions hardcover.
How much did it retail for here?
Maybe 50. Maybe I'm not sure if there's more.
Wait, I think it's on the top of the shack of shame. My stain of shame. Where is that? Here it is. Nah, there's too many books on top of it. I bet it was like a $75 book here.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Maybe. Well, it was just an oversized hardcover, so I know Australia has it difficult. I know all foreign countries have it difficult.
Yeah, we definitely have it much better in America for buying collected editions than people in other countries. I think we're really spoiled in that way, just because all these companies operate out of America.
You guys have good health and care, and we have cheap graphic novels.
Yeah. You pick which one's more important.
Yeah. Josh Reed, I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't seen one of these done in live in years. Been a long time. Hope you're both doing well.
Jess isn't, but I am.
Physically, I'm fine. Emotionally, I'm a bastard.
Go back to the beginning of the video, and you'll see.
Yeah, you guys remember the Image Comics DNA Agents, now hardcover, but can't get it. Sell out, crazy. I am not familiar with that book. I'm sorry that it sold out for you. Bone Tomahawk, Brawl and Cell Block 99, dragged across concrete. Zoller does not miss as a director.
I want to have a watch of Bone Tomahawk that you and Tyler and I watch at the same time.
Oh, I don't think
Tyler could make it through. I don't think it'd be possible.
If it's super violent, I don't think he'd dig it.
I know, but I would just love to watch that movie with him.
I mean, I think Teletubbies was too scary for him.
If it's rated R, I don't think Tyler can watch it.
Oh, I've heard about Memetic. Give that a go. It's 3 issues and quite entertaining. Oh, has it been collected?
He has so many books, it's hard to keep track of what he's doing right now. He
and Lemire, who else can I think of that puts out so many different books a year? He's crazy. Not crazy, but I mean, it's a crazy amount of good titles that he's putting out. I've heard of Memetic. The new GCPD, The Blue Wall by John Ridley, is sort of a successor to Gotham Central. I'm enjoying it so far. When it's collected, I recommend you both check it out. Thank you. Let's pretend we're on the topic just for 2 seconds so we don't lose viewers.
Yeah, because people watch for the topics.
Yeah, nobody likes the topics. They'd rather us chat with the chat. But what if you have you asked for anything for Christmas comics wise?
A lot of times I'll just like order something on behalf of my mom and dad. I'll just be like, hey, I'll order this for myself.
Right.
And that way you know exactly what I want. That's easier for them. Kate and I don't really, my wife and I don't do gifts for birthdays or Christmas. We rather just save that money for like a trip or a fun experience together, like a date night. But like I know whenever we did buy gifts, she would never buy comics for me. She's like, I don't want to buy you comics. Like, she'd buy me like comics related stuff, not actual comics. But this is a good time to ask for things that you need, like shelves or something like that. Shelves from IKEA. That could be a cool gift.
Yeah, those. I think that I wonder if they've solved their problem of supply, because I think there has been a supply problem with IKEA.
Oh, maybe I haven't bought a new IKEA shelf in like a year and a half, 2 years, so I'm not sure.
I have an Amazon wish list. Let's see. Let's see how fast I can. Whoops, that's eBay. Amazon. What was Jess's Christmas list? Oh, hell. I hate the phone. Prime. Your shortcuts. No, just come on. Just make it easy. Where's my Christmas list on the phone? This is what. Okay, wait. This is why I always use my laptop. It's so much easier.
Another good gift idea could be someone buying a comic subscription for you, like DC app or the Marvel Unlimited app. Buying a year-long plan. That's also good.
Oh, you won't know these books because they're pretty obscure. The Rise and Fall of the Trigan Empire, Volume 3 and 4, and The Fever in Urbiconde. It's an obscure.
So these are books on your wish list
from Amazon. Yeah.
Why couldn't you pronounce it? That last one, if it was on your wish list, you almost act like you've never seen it before.
Urbicandi.
You act like you never heard of it before, and it's on your wish list.
Well, it's the next book in the Obscure Cities thing that I'm collecting that I have actually read, and I've read some of them, and they're good. So I want to get the full thing because they've been out of print for years. Let's see. Getting Omnidog and Minister. Top movies for this year: The Northman, Top Gun Maverick. Ooh, RRR. Have
you seen Top Gun Maverick yet?
I haven't.
Oh, that was a fantastic movie.
I don't see how I would like that, but
what do you mean? Have you met anyone or heard from anyone who didn't like that movie?
No, as a matter of fact, Lou loved it. It was his top movie.
It might be my favorite movie of the year.
It was his favorite movie of the year.
But the hard thing is, I saw it in a theater. And the experience, like the widescreen and your seats would actually shake from like whenever like the planes were going past on the screen. Like it was such a cool, visceral experience. I don't know how much it'll translate to like a TV screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I know that you're not really into going to movie theaters because you hate people, but there is something really special about seeing a movie in a theater when you have a good experience.
One like that.
When you have a good experience.
Yeah.
So I think it was just a really cool movie to see in theaters, which is basically, I think, what the future of movie theaters is going to be. Kind of like cool event movies.
Okay.
And more mid-budget movies are going to be on Netflix, Amazon, HBO Max, and such.
I saw
whatever they're calling HBO Max. So now that maybe calling it Max, it's like whatever.
Okay. I saw half of RRR, and I've got to get back to it because I loved it. I loved it, but I only saw half of it because it's pretty long. I love Werewolf by Night. I got to see that.
I love the Batman. That was great.
I loved the Batman too. Loved the Batman.
I liked Black Panther Wakanda Forever, but it wasn't one of my favorite movies of the year. I did enjoy it though.
I haven't seen that or Black Adam, so I haven't.
I have no desire to see Black. I'm also not a big fan of The Rock either, and so him and Kevin Hart in a lot of movies together, that makes me not really want to go see a movie. So I'm just nothing. What makes me want to see it is Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. That's
same.
I just want to watch clips of him on YouTube and just see all the different parts of him in it. I just wish it was a Justice Society of America movie. Why don't they just do that?
Yeah, I agree. I have a problem with The Rock as an actor. I don't have a problem with John Cena as an actor, because Peacemaker was great. And I
I love
loved him in
Suicide
Suicide Squad. But the show Peacemaker was freaking fantastic. I don't know what 13 Lives is.
That's a movie. It was like a real life story about these like soccer players in another country that were trapped in a cavern or a cave, and it was like the rescue of them. I think
there
it
was
had like
the underwater rescue, where
right.
they
It had like Colin Farrell and Viggo Mortensen or something. I think.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like
what? Go ahead.
Like I'm looking down at the chat later. James Abel talks about Black Adam coming to HBO Max in a couple of days. I don't even know if I'm going to watch it on HBO Max. I have no desire to watch it.
Has anyone kept up with the last Black Hammer run in the main series? I have. Any news when Library Edition 3? Oh, just Black Hammer. Let's see. I've kept up on the world of Black Hammer. I've kept up on everything that's been released.
Yeah, Volume 4 of that just came out. Well, there's a new Black Hammer series. It's like a Return to Black Hammer. I forget what it's called. It's like a sequel series to the main Black Hammer, right? I think. I don't know. Again, it's hard to keep track of Jeff Lemire's stuff. There's just too much going on. Not too much, but there's a lot going on.
This is one of the books that I bought some of the first trades, and then I said, forget it. They're always coming out in library editions. I'm not buying anything else. Any news of when Library Edition 3 comes out? Let's see. I know I have comic releases open on my other screen. Let's see. That's Image, correct?
No, Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Okay. Library Edition.
Dark Horse. Library Edition. Okay, wait. Jiminy Crickets.
What's the deal with library editions? You don't read them at the library.
Okay. Red flag me. Colonel Weird and Little Andromeda from the World of Black Hammer. That's a library edition in February. Snow Angels library edition.
Have you read that at all?
I have. Angels? It's great.
I do love Jock.
Oh, I loved it. Oh, World of Black Hammer is in April, but that's volume 5. And that's as far as he goes into July. This is comicreleases.com, also known as Webhead. So I don't see. Wait a sec. I thought that title was finished. Wasn't Black Hammer World the world that wasn't Black Hammer done? Like the main thing, the main Black Hammer.
Are they doing a sequel series now? I don't know. I heard something about that, but
yeah, Avasatani wasn't. I felt like Black Hammer wrapped up the main thing, the central Black Hammer thing. I thought it wrapped up.
It did, but I think they have like a sequel series of some kind.
Okay,
like, I forget what it's called.
If I officially haven't read any new 52 titles, should I read the Flashpoint story event?
I mean, it depends on what you're going to read from New 52. Like if you're just going to read the Batman by Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, you don't necessarily have to read that. But I like Flashpoint. The main story.
Yeah, I like the main story, and of course the Batman story. I don't know. It's just you can just say it's a fresh start for everybody. The slate gets wiped clean and they start over. But a lot of things, Batman's still Batman, and Scott Snyder introduces some new concepts, some really cool new concepts. Wonder Woman is great by Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chiang. She's a new concept since she's the goddess of war. I mean, no, I think you can just. I agree with the minister. I like the main Flashpoint story without the Canterbury Cricket tie-in. So you could read it just so you know what happens. I will say Superman in Action didn't do it for me very much until Gene Lang took over at the very end.
Sorry.
That's when Superman got interesting at the very end of New 52. So no, the answer is no. Go ahead and just read whatever New 52 titles you want and read Flashpoint if you're interested in just a good story on what happened and why it happened.
Apparently, the follow-up is called Black Hammer Reborn.
Oh, has that started out?
I don't know.
In
I
single
like.
issues?
Obviously, I like Black Hammer because I have all the library editions. I'm kind of ready for them to call it quits. I don't want to. It's like, come on. What point are we gonna stop doing this? It's like the Hellboy universe. I love it, but at some point, I can't keep getting all this stuff.
Let's see. I don't know anything about Simonson's Ragnarok Volume 4. Haven't heard anything about it forever. Is IDW? So now I wonder. I know that a couple of them are out of print. I have 1 through 3, but I haven't read them, so I didn't even know there was a 4. But there are a couple of them that are hard to get. Passageway was fire, and the current series from that universe is really cool. That's that Black Feather one. You just got to look at it as an introduction to a wider universe. I have a feeling everything will read better together once it's all collected.
I just wish the introduction was interesting on some level. That's
you
all.
didn't. Yeah, you didn't.
I just dig it. Like, I know you liked it, but can you see where I'm coming from? Where like nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, nothing, and they want you to pay $25 or $20 for this.
Yeah, I read it on Hoopla.
I read on Hoopla too, so I didn't pay for it. But it was kind of one of those things where it's like it just seems like very slight and not really that interesting. But maybe the other stuff will be better.
This is a good question, Rising Phoenix. I didn't know 3, 4, and 5 were out of print. I'm trying to think what DC does. They wouldn't want Batman Rebirth to stay out of print. They did do an. Wait, did they do an Omni of that?
Not yet, no.
I think
I would say it's gonna be an omnibus at some point. And
Yeah.
DC doesn't reprint. Sometimes, very rarely, they'll reprint omnis, but they never reprint deluxe editions for the most part. Maybe there's a couple examples, but not a ton.
I can't think of any Rebirth deluxes that have been reprinted.
Well, yeah, not the Rebirth deluxes, but I'm sure there's been a deluxe at some point that they've reprinted. I don't want because I know as soon as
you mean like Watchmen?
Well, yeah. But as soon as I say they've never reprinted that, there'll be someone in the chat going, actually.
Yeah, I think your best bet, Rising Phoenix, is to wait for an omnibus because if those things are out of print, they're way too hard to find. I think I'd wait for an Omni because they omnied Detective Comics and they omnied Superman and then they omnied Super Sons.
Yeah, it will require like 2 or 3 omnis though. It's going to be like more than just one.
Yeah,
it's 85 issues, I think. Plus,
and you're missing the 2 best deluxes, which is 3 and 4.
And we have them all. Aren't you jealous?
Yes.
I guess our lives don't suck that bad.
I feel better already. Mr. Tex didn't dig Wolverine Max. I didn't even know there was a Wolverine Max. And Mr. Tex is not a Kevin Hart fan.
There are dozens of us.
Recently finished rereading Thunderbolts by Ellis Deodato due to your 2 recommending it to others. I didn't find it worth keeping, so it's in my sell pile. Oh, I'm sorry.
That was one of the most fun. That was one of the most fun experiences I had last year reading a comic. It was awesome.
I loved it. I'm sorry, dude.
I love the part towards the end where some of the Hammer employees see Norman Osborn go off and do something. So I need so much therapy after this. I love that line.
I low-key liked the Shang-Chi and Thor Max. Boy, I didn't know there were that many Max comics put out. I don't have any of those.
I did make you aware of the Ultimates by Jonathan Hickman.
Sorry?
I did make you aware of the Ultimates by Jonathan Hickman.
I wasn't aware of that either. And now there's 2 hardcovers of that?
Yeah, they're either standard hardcovers or trades, I believe. And there's also the Hawkeye and the Thor stuff. He did in that universe as well. They have 2.
Yeah, I have those. I have those, so I'm wondering how I missed Ultimates by him. It was awesome. 1 through 12 were awesome. If anybody wants a good recommendation of Marvel Unlimited, the minister told me to read and I did it actually immediately a few weeks ago. The Ultimates by Jonathan Hickman. It was amazing. And then the last 2 pages, which were not written by him,
Written by Jess's favorite writer, Steve Orlando, and then there's Sam Humphries.
Oh, Sam Humphries. Yeah. It drops hard into a really crappy Marvel event.
Ultimatum or something, or Divided?
States divided. Divided we fall. Divided we burn. Something. It's awful. I read
Divided
like
we suck.
I read 5 issues after it, and holy guacamole, it was bad. It was such a hard fall off after what introduced the Ultimates introducing us into it. Holy guacamole, it was terrible. Wait, let's see. One moment, I have a message from Mrs. Omnidog. Please don't come up from your show ready to go right to sleep. I've been enjoying a moving slowly and blah, 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 blah. Totally fine. She wants me to stay on the air longer so she can enjoy her show upstairs.
Oh, okay. You can read Reckless, because I have about like 10 more minutes. So why don't you go read Reckless after this?
I may just go sit down and do that. Good evening, Derek. Good to see you. Funnily enough, I also read the Ellis Deodato Thunderbolts run, and I absolutely loved it. Craig, you're great.
It's a great
person.
book.
You take our recommendations and you love them, and that's great. I'm really sorry Reaper didn't dig it. That's unfortunate. That
last arc in particular was so much fun.
Just the reveal, just everything. I forgot all about that, if I ever even knew about it. It was crazy good. Oh, okay. Paul Jenkins with Sean Phillips and Warren Pleece is my least favorite Hellblazer run. Maybe that's the one they don't like. I liked them all. I'm up to the Mike Carey run in Hellblazer. I've enjoyed all the writers so far. Carey I'm finding as my least favorite so far. I love his other work. I think that Hellblazer is a little polarizing. People have their favorites and they're not favorites. Well, here's Bavs, formerly Bavarian Rev. How are you? Now that I have Young Justice Book 6, I need to grab books 2 through 5. That's the Christmas gift I need to get for myself. What else would you recommend for a collector? Let's try and make it in print. Let's see. If you're a collector of, let's say, collector of books, how about Jason Aaron's Conan? You like that, right?
Yeah, and I like the follow-up. It was a thin trade called King Conan, but we're never going to get like anything. We'll never get like an omnibus of that, because obviously, well, there wouldn't be not for an omnibus anyway. It's only 6 issues, King Conan.
It's our favorite format, though, oversized hardcover.
Right, but the King Conan was 6 issues, and they already have the hardcover by Jason Aaron with the other stuff earlier. So, but it was definitely a great wrap up of the Marvel time.
Speaking of Conan, you asked me about Savage Avengers, if you should get it.
Definitely getting that. It looks so fun.
Oh my god!
Punisher, Conan,
Venom,
Wolverine,
Venom, Doctor.
I can't read anywhere else. I can't read on Marvel Unlimited because Conan's in it, and so that's so annoying.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, it's not on Marvel Unlimited, and this is like basically like the last like Marvel thing that's going to be published with Conan in it.
Oh, maybe I should sell my trades for like $300.
There you go.
That's what I'm gonna do. I highly recommend. It's not Christmas because it's coming out next year, and now apparently it's been pushed to what? April, March, February?
I think March. Well, it could get pushed more. You never know. But at this point, it's just March.
Well, March is my birthday month, so do yourself a favor and for my birthday, buy yourself Savage Avengers. You will thank me for this. I clip this. Somebody just clip this part of the show where I say, I guarantee you will like Savage Avengers or you will not get your money back. I really, really dug it.
Sure, I'll like it.
You guys have topics on your show? Since when? This is not what we signed up for. We do have a topic, and every time we like spend 10 minutes on a topic, our viewership drops in half. They're like, I don't want to listen to this topic.
This used to be a show about Batman.
Yeah. Hellions sold out quickly on IST. It was there for about a week. I bought it on, you had to buy it on eBay for less than it was going for elsewhere. Oh, what did you pay, M40? Do you remember? For less than it was going for elsewhere. So it could be pretty pricey now.
Let's see if it's on your sponsors page.
Oh, if it's sold out on IST, I don't know about organic price books. You can see
they have it. Wait,
they have Hellions?
No, it's sold out. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought so. Well, what's the list price for Hellions?
75.
So that's what I thought.
They really try to jam you up at Marvel with these oversized hardcovers, like with the dumbest thing of the year.
What you're gonna
Strange
say.
Academy. I boycott it. I say the nay. I will not support this. They have a thick complete collection coming out next year that I'm gonna buy, Marvel, and I'm not gonna pay these ridiculous prices. $75 for 6 issues repeated in black and white. Why do I want to read something in color and then read it in black and white right after that? Why would I want to do that? Why?
I will mirror his with saying, I also say the nay. I will not buy that. I had pre-ordered it. Rick Nelson and I had both pre-ordered it through DCBS. They raised the price of it, and so I got to cancel it. So I didn't have to buy it. Because when I ordered it, I thought, oh, it's an OHC of Strange Academy. It's big. It's going to be 1 through 12. How wrong could I have been? I was really wrong.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I say the nay times 2.
So I'm waiting for the complete collection of I think the first 2 or 3. I can't remember which one, how many, but they're coming out with that next year.
Okay, I'll get that also.
I like complete collections. They don't really do them as much as they used to at Marvel, but I really do like complete collections.
Yeah, I like them too. I don't have a problem at all with them. Yes, Rick, The Obscure Cities is a masterpiece. Shame IDW drags their feet on reprinting them. It's like 2 a year, and there's a bunch. Mine are so old. Some of them are from NBM. Yeah, the first ones I got were from NBM, and then they dropped off the face of the earth for 10 years, and now they're getting reprinted. But yeah, I've read Leaning Girl and Theory of a Grain of Sand. But that's it for right now. I'm kind of waiting for all of them so I can get a reading order together and then make a video of it. A couple of people that didn't dig Maverick. That Lady Gaga song in the soundtrack.
I don't think he watched it.
And
he has zero interest.
Razor didn't get the Maverick hype. I get it. Black Adam will be on HBO next week. I might watch it so I can, if it's free. Well, I mean, I have HBO Max. Oh no, what? I don't have 2 hours to watch it. You have to watch
Barbarian. You have to watch Barbarian first. That's a
you said it. John Cena is a much better actor than The Rock. Batista is also better. I do not disagree with that.
I agree.
I agree 100%.
I love Dave Batista as Drax. I'm excited to see the new Knives Out movie that comes out at the end of the month. I like the first one a lot.
Patty and I need to see that together.
It'll be on Netflix December 23rd, so you can watch it in your house.
Oh, good. Noir Wolf just got back from going for a drive to see Christmas lights. How wholesome. Glad to catch the dynamic duo live. Good to see you, Noir Wolf.
That reminds me of, Jess, when you were younger, did your parents ever just take you for a drive on Sundays?
Oh, yeah. Sunday drives, yeah.
With gas prices as they are now, no one drives unless they absolutely have to. But I miss Sunday drives. You just fall asleep and you wake up in your bed later. That was the best.
Well, yeah, and when I was 1 through 6, we lived in sort of a rural part of Ohio, just outside of Akron, and cars were still considered, and roads were not as crowded. Cars were still considered to be a kind of luxury back in the early 60s. almost. And to get out and do a Sunday drive, yeah, we'd go and get, root beer floats or something, or Coke floats, and then come home. It was a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, riding in that Model T must have been quite the experience.
An age joke? Oh my gosh. How dare you? An age joke from the Minister of Comics.
I was just curious to see what your response would be.
That is just a low blow.
I wanted to see if you would laugh or get really upset, and now I know.
I'm neither. I'm just gobsmacked.
You're gobsmacked? Okay.
Okay, I'm saying goodnight to my daughter who has COVID.
Oh, is she okay?
Well, she has asthma too. And so she's only concerned because of that. She has a nebulizer, so she's been doing her medicine. She also got some prednisone to keep her lungs open. But we can't see her until the 23rd now. So there's, that's pretty un-Christmassy. So we're pretty bummed, but we want her to be healthy. So
at least she doesn't miss Christmas Eve and Christmas.
I'm hoping. Matthew, good to see you. And why don't you draw that issue? I'll write it and you draw it. Okay, wait.
Yeah, I have like 5 more minutes, everybody.
Oh, 5-minute warning.
So make sure to get in your questions. Well, we're probably like 20 minutes behind, so we probably won't get to your questions.
Yeah, wait.
Write them in.
There's Black Hammer Reborn. I think Black Hammer Reborn is uncollected in library editions.
Okay, after Black Hammer Reborn, no more. No more. Forget it.
And the Last Days of Black Hammer 2. I don't know if it qualifies for the world.
Oh my gosh, I can't keep track of all this, man.
New 52 is great, but I was salty about the ending of the Dark Side War because of 2 deaths.
Oh man, I love Dark Side War. That was the best part.
I agree. Yeah, I kind of just want to stop at the 5 library editions and call it quits. It is an awful lot.
I mean, I'm not saying I hate the series or anything. It's just at some point it's like, hey, that's enough. You can stop.
Yeah. It doesn't have to go on forever.
Right. As we look at our books and books of Batman and Superman have gone on forever.
But will that Omni, this is the Batman Rebirth Omni, include Batman Catwoman? I doubt it.
I have no idea. I need you to help me here. Are you going to buy the standard size hardcovers of Killing Time and Batman Catwoman, or are you going to wait?
I am going to wait. I'm reading those on DC Unlimited.
Rorschach and Strange Adventures have not gotten solicited for deluxes yet. And that's been like over a year, or about a year. So I'm starting to wonder if DC is starting to backtrack. They haven't made deluxe editions at all recently.
Oh,
I'm really starting to wonder.
It's hard. You're making a good point. It's hard to try and figure out what DC's going to do because DC doesn't even know what it's going to do. With Marvel, if an OHC goes out of print, usually they'll follow it up with an omnibus or a complete collection. Like I can almost guarantee Zdarsky's Daredevil is going to get omnibus.
That's 100% guarantee.
Yeah, and when Jeff Lemire's Moon Knight went out of print, they came out with a complete collection of it. Now I'm wondering if I should get both those Tom King books. Well, they won't. I don't think they'll sell out, but I would like to read them. Although I have that DC.
And they'll be on Hoopla probably.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Because we both got the Strange Adventures in Rorschach hardcovers, and they haven't had deluxes yet solicited. Not saying that they won't, but it's been over a year or around a year or so. Tom
King said he's trying to get them back into print a few months ago, if I recall correctly, but I don't know how that goes with DC. Tom King's a major writer for them, and I bet he has zero influence on them because the collected editions department, as we know, is a blindfolded drunk monkey throwing darts at a dartboard. Okay, they're talking about Max stuff in the chat. Heroing, do you guys know how many deluxe hardcovers make up Wade's Daredevil run? Yeah,
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to decide if it'd be cheaper to get them over the 2 Omnis.
I don't know if the hardcovers would be. readily in print or not.
I
don't know
was
about the
just gonna
Omnis either.
say, I think that maybe one Daredevil by Wade is out of print.
These Marvel deluxe editions do not last for a long time. Let me look what's on in stock trades or
What are you looking for, Daredevil?
yeah. Because the reason I'm not looking at your sponsors is because they weren't a company yet when the hardcovers for Daredevil were coming out. So they probably don't have them right now.
I think that's fine. Organic Price Books is man enough to know there are competitors out there.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any of the hardcovers available on IST or even the Omnis. I mean, you could buy them maybe they're on Amazon or on eBay, but
well, Amazon would be the place to find out if they're out of print.
Right.
If one's out of print.
Right.
Because it'll have, $500 on it.
Let me look.
Bullseye. Oh, we're talking about Thunderbolts. Bullseye and that Ellis run was crazy, and I loved it. And the Norman Goblin stuff was so great too. Whoop! What?
The Omnibus Volume 1 on Amazon is $119 for Daredevil.
By Wade?
Yeah.
Ooh, that means it's getting close to going out of print. If it's not already.
$119 is
that's
over
almost,
cover price. That's $20 over cover price, though.
Yeah, that's like list price, I bet.
Let me look at number 2. Let's out of print. And there's none on Amazon, even secondary market, of the second one. Yowza.
There are 2 Omnis. The second Omni's already come out.
On Amazon, there's nothing for the omnibus, even like secondary sellers.
Okay, wait. Let's check eBay.
Feel bad because I love this run, and I would like you to have it.
Daredevil by Mark Waid Omnibus.
Ooh, it's selling for the second one selling for $210 on eBay.
Whoop.
And there's someone selling both of them new and sealed for $400. That
nice just all went into my search. Everything you said.
Oh, good. It looks like you can buy the set for $400 to $500. A lot of people selling them for that much together. So yeah, I'm sorry to say this might be difficult for you.
Whoa. Daredevil. No, I said by Mark Waid. Try and. Oh yeah, OHC 3 is out of print. Boy, number 1 is list price.
I bet those will get reprinted someday.
I think so too. Daredevil by Mark Waid. Daredevil. Volume 1 through 2. Starting bid $400. Okay, wait. Let's look for some sanity here. See what they sell for.
And then I see a comment at the bottom that we can end on, Jess, because it's going to make us laugh really hard. So
okay, wait a sec.
N-Man 40 at $9.50.
Good, Batmanda. I appreciate that you read those. Oh, those are the young adult books. Good, way good. Okay, at what?
$9.50. We can end this one because it'll be a good laugh from N-Man 40.
Oh my gosh, I'm skipping so many questions. I'll stay on and answer all these questions because he has to leave. Is this it?
Yeah.
Omar's convinced DC is going to get things in order with collected editions for 2023. I hope he is right.
Yeah, but Jess, you could end now and read Reckless Volume 4.
I just got a message from Patty, I think, who still wants me to stay downstairs.
Well, you can always read downstairs, right?
Oh, I need to go get the dog. The dog needs to go out. I'm so sorry I didn't get to these. What? Let me see if there's anything.
You always leave them wanting more.
But I missed, Coke Float. Those are good. Jess, can you believe that DCBS still has my books from? I sure can. I'm way done with them. Way done with them. They have books from 6 months in there that they're not shipping me.
I'm so glad I never tried to go with them. It sounds like a nightmare. Rick, you and Rick have told me a lot of annoying stories from dealing with them.
Batmanda says we need a Say the Nay t-shirt. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that was the biggest travesty of the year in terms of collected editions. Like,
Nice.
what a big middle finger to fans.
Ooh, good, Bobs. Nice. Forget it. No, forget it.
Forget it.
Forget it. No, I'm not talking about World Cup. Talked me into ordering Savage Avengers. You will like it. I already told you that. Oh, and Savage Avengers will only get one printing. And if they reprint King and Brad, I'm going to do the Savage Avenger tie-ins.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting that day one. Make sure I get it.
Yeah, same. David was collecting 5 OCs. Second and third ones are pretty out of print, but you might get lucky on eBay.
Doesn't seem like it based on what we were looking at.
Yeah.
I'm sure to get reprinted, though. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Just read it on Marvel Unlimited or somewhere else and then see if you can get them down the road.
I am proud of her, Damon Lewis. How nice. That's awesome. Okay, let's see. Here's a Batman question. Do you guys have a favorite single issue Batman story?
Ooh, that's a hard question.
Gotta
have single issues in front of me.
Yeah, I don't either. Single issue. There haven't been single issue runs since like 1987. So yeah. Batman Earth 1 first book.
Cheating.
I know. I cheated. Jim Zub continued where Aaron left off in the ongoing Conan. I believe he did 13 issues, which are in 2 trades. Okay. And he paid $60 for Hellions, which is less than cover price. Sorry, Sebastian. We have not.
Way to assume.
Taylor doesn't. Huh?
You don't know if I've watched it or not.
You don't like sports.
Oh, yeah. You do know that.
I do know that. What I would want for Christmas are all the missing single issues, missing the series I collect. Thank you, Diamond. Yeah, I agree with that, Mr. Tex. Okay.
Matthew Mongi asked a question at 9:58 that sets you up well for a sponsor reminder.
Oh, thank you. Wait. Okay, I'm going to buy the Batman TMNT Omnibus of Principal Loam. I think the content is good.
I read the first one and I enjoyed it. I really want to get it. I was bummed out when they canceled it, but I'm glad they resolicited it again because I'm definitely going to get that. It's a good size Omni. It's not too big, which Jess and I don't love big Omnis. So I think we're both excited for that one.
Oh, I see it. Does OPB do pre-orders? Hell yes, they do. And
I say the yes.
I say the yay. Organic Price Books. Use my code Omnidog for $2 off and 5% off shipping 3 or more books together. Omnidog ship it together. I say the yay for that. And that is a good place for us to end. Thank you for the great chat. Everybody in the chat was great. We loved everything you had to say. You wonderful people. Oh, wait, there's Chris' original recipe. I didn't even see you. Hey, Chris. And I apologize to everybody I didn't get to, but I think you'll appreciate the fact that we barely touched on the topic and just engaged with the chat the whole time, which I think is what people really want. So where can they find you on Instagram, Minister of Comics?
They can find me at Minister of Comics on Instagram, just turning your sentence around with some words. So pretty much exactly what you said, but it's a different order.
Nicely done. And that will be, he has a clickable link in the description box below. If you don't feel like going to Instagram and typing all that out, you can just click it. And you can find me on Instagram, omnidogs_vault, where I've been posting pictures of me as like a 2- and 3-year-old as my sister uncovers them because she's downsizing too. And so is my brother. We're all downsizing at the same time. So peace and love, peace and love. And I will play us out with our wonderful song by Nate Burkholtz and the video put together by Geo. Peace and love, everybody. Good to see you, Minister.
You too.
BATURDAYS. BATURDAYS. Omnidog in the Minister of Comics. Talk forever, get right your ergonomics. Taking questions from the chat. With a name like that, you think they talk more about the past. BATURDAYS. BATURDAYS.